What's going on, YouTube world? This is your guy, your internet brother, your internet relative, your internet friend, Sealz the man. Thank you for coming back and being here with me one more time. Story time. So I was having another conversation with my closest friends, my brothers, my homies, and we were talking about life and such. And somehow, I forgot how it happened, but we started to talk about relationships again. The certain thing with this situation and in this conversation was that one of my boys has been recently dating this woman for about 6 months, I believe. And we all didn't know the current situation or the current status because, to be honest, a lot of us guys, we don't really like to be in each other's business, especially when it comes to relationships and romance and finance and all that stuff. But we didn't know what was their current status 6 months later. And for those who don't know, dudes amongst each other like to joke amongst each other or joke on each other. So one of my other brothers was like, yo, did you dump that girl yet that you was talking to? Because we ain't hear nothing since. And we all started to laugh because my friend who he was talking to has a reputation of jumping from relationships to relationships and not being able to hold on to relationships. So he thought this was just another one. But long and behold, we were surprised. My friend was like, yo, don't ever say that again. She ain't going nowhere. And we all stood there shocked. Like, it got quiet. All the laughing stopped and we were just like, oh, you serious? Like, serious. So then when we realized the seriousness of my friend, it showed us that he got more serious with this woman. Then we talked a little bit more and we found out that he was actually falling in love with this woman, or has fallen in love with this woman. So in this video, I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek into the mind of men amongst other men and the top 5 signs that brothers figure out that their brother has fallen in love with their woman. But there were crucial moments where I realized my friend was officially in love before he even announced it. There's signs to it, there's clues to it. So I'm gonna get into those. But before I start, as I always say, please follow me. Please subscribe, hit that subscribe button below. Like, comment, tell me what you think in the comment section below. And I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get straight to it. As I said, there are crucial moments. If you pay attention hard enough, there are clues, breadcrumbs to show you, or well, to show us brothers when our brother has fallen in love amongst our group. And the first one that I'm gonna bring up, and it was kind of exemplified in my story, but he goes from being joking, haha, to defensive about his woman. As I said, I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek into the mind of men amongst other men amongst their brothers. Usually when a man starts to date a woman or he just finds a woman, he's liking her and he brings her up in the conversations, we automatically joke on him. Like, oh bro, here we go. Who is this? Who is this victim? She clearly doesn't know you. You know, we say jokingly things like that, and he would joke back with us. That's almost a tradition in every brotherhood because it's new, sometimes random, and depending on the dude and his reputation with relationships, it just seems like another notch in his belt. But when a man has fallen in love with a woman, when one of our brothers has fallen in love with a woman, all that joking stuff goes aside. His whole tone changes. His conversations about her changes. Now he's telling us more serious things, talking about the future with her, how he spends more time with her. So the laughs decrease, but the seriousness of his tone increases. And his brothers will know that because we know him. We know his history. We know his history of relationships, his history of dating. So we can tell when there's a change in the tides, I'll say. So that's the first way that we figure out one of our brothers has officially fallen in love with the woman he's talking to. The second one that we realize our bro has fallen in love, he speaks less about her physical looks and more about her character, intangibles, personality. So another thing, another sneak peek into how we talk about women amongst ourselves is that we usually talk about how she looks first in the beginning, because that's all we have. We don't know her. He barely knows her. And as y'all know, looks are the first thing you learn about before you get to know the person inside. So when our brother brings up a woman in our conversations in our group, we be like, yo, let's see her. Where's the picture? What she look like? So it's all about looks in the beginning, physical appearance. But when things get more serious, when he gets more serious with her, when he has fallen in love with her, all that talks about her looks, bye-bye. Nobody is talking about my girl now because now she is my girl. In fact, if y'all say a single word about her appearance, how she looks, I don't care how good she looks. Y'all did that in the beginning. That is for officially now done. Over. Finito. All that look talk is done. Now we're talking about her personality, her character, her morals, what she stands for, what does she do? What is she about? There's more talks about that now. Another reason why we start to talk less about her looks is because that is respect. Once brothers realize that their brother is serious about this woman, we have to keep that note, like, oh, he's serious about her, he's in love with her, he likes her a lot, he's trying to establish something with her, so now we cannot have those same conversations about her. we got to give our respect. So once again, when we realize our brother has fallen in love with his woman, it goes from talking about how she looks to talking about who she is. The third sign that brothers notice that their brother has fallen in love with their woman is he brings her up constantly, sometimes annoyingly, even in conversations that aren't about women. We'll be talking about sports, politics, news, what we ate today, and somehow he will bring her up. And there's a reason for that. It is because she is always on his mind. And when something is always on your mind, it's going to slip out. And most times without you even noticing. Until someone tells you like, yo, we're talking about going to the next football game. Why are you bringing up your girl? This newly in love brother that we have will now find any reason to correlate her with our conversations. And that is a product of him being more intertwined with his new love. I get it. The next sign that brothers realize that their brother has fallen in love with his woman is he's not outside no more. He doesn't hang out with us as much as he used to. He's not as frequent with our traditional hangouts. And he chooses to be with her more now. All those Friday nights that we used to traditionally go out, all those Sunday mornings when we used to go to the basketball court, that was tradition amongst us brothers. You see, most brotherhoods, most group chats have traditions, something that we do together. And it doesn't have to be all the time. It could be seasonally, yearly, monthly, weekly. Whatever the case, we have something that keeps us together. Because as we know, life gets busy. So these things, these traditional things, keeps us in the loop with each other. But once he starts coming to those things, or he's less frequent with coming to those things, we notice. And the main reason why is because of his new love. But we get it. We understand. But that better be the only reason. I mean, come on, when a man is in love, he wants to spend more time with that love. And when you're single, you have so much time to do other things, fun things, activities with your closest friends. But once you're not single any longer, you're occupied with someone else. So now that time has to be split with your brothers. But once we realize your attendance is getting lower and lower, we automatically assume it must be for a good reason, which we already know is your girl. And the fifth sign that us brothers realize that our brother has officially fallen in love with his woman is that he will move differently. He moves more mature. You know, he moves as if he has something to lose. He's less wild, less spontaneous. And this is especially for the dudes who are known to be wild and spontaneous and outgoing and a party guy, etc. When we notice that type of dude and our brother starts to act and move differently, more maturely, taking less risks, even talks differently, that is a big sign that he has fallen in love with a woman because he actually has something to lose now. You see, the thing with being single is you don't think about the things that you can lose. You're just trying to have fun. You're trying to be lit. You just want to enjoy yourself. But when you've actually fallen in love with a woman or fallen in love with anyone, you know you have something great to lose. If you were to continue to live that life of recklessness and being wild, in your head, you're thinking, if I continue to do this, I might lose her. I might lose myself. But I love her. I need to step it up. I need to become a man. I need to become more mature. And a man who has common sense, who has something good now in a woman, will say that to himself. And he will realize, and he will acknowledge that he has to change. So when we realize our rambunctious, crazy, wild boy of a brother is now moving differently in a good way, the main reason for that is because he has a good woman in his corner. I really love being in a brotherhood and being in multiple brotherhoods and being called a brother because it has made me a better man. They have kept me accountable and vice versa. But I especially love when I see one of my brothers become better, especially because of a better woman that he has been with or has met when he has truly found the love of his life. Love to see it. And I wish every brother could see that in his brother. I hope y'all enjoyed my little sneak peek into a man's brotherhood and in how men think amongst other men. And I will see you on my next video. Peace and blessings. Goodbye.